Alrighty, well hey there guys, we're here at the Arizona Model Railroading Society, and we're going to be doing a little layout tour, because the last one I had I just walked around and there was no talking, so no one really knew what was going on. But yeah, this here is our work area. As you can see, a fridge and food. We just had a swap meet, so it's still kind of dirty over there with extra stuff. There's our library. We used to have a lot of stuff, but we've been doing a lot of cleaning and getting rid of really old stuff that it doesn't, because look at this, like we have a 2008 issue of the Model Railroader reference book from Walthers. So we just went through all this and got rid of some of the junk. We have a whole almost 2 bookcases filled with Model Railroader, Railroad Model Craftsman, and trains and all stuff. Some of it's, let's see what the oldest Model Railroad is that we can see. Oh, and we have more in a storage trailer in the parking lot, but the oldest one that we have here is from 1980, but before we cleaned out, we had ones easily back to 1940 something, 1945. It was awesome. So there's an overview of the layout. We got a G-scale running up top that rarely ever runs, but every once in a while we get that buddy going. And there's some old Walthers, or not Walthers, little Lionel stuff, American Flyer, tin plate, and DVDs and DVDs and DVDs and DVDs. Why am I saying DVDs? DVDs. And it's Pentrex stuff. It's just a lot of stuff. And we could check it out right here, and then we got our programming station. We could do regular DC here, and then we could run DCC, only a couple locomotives because the wattage on this is not all that great. And then, or we can program it using the computer, Decoder Pro and all that good stuff. Moving on, this is the Ray Mine, which used to have tracks coming down into it until we did research, and prototypically there were no tracks in there. So that's why there's no tracks in there. We got some hopper cars, and then it just goes down, and that'll eventually, it doesn't eventually, but that will get you over there to the Hayden Smelter area. Yeah, so we'll start in Phoenix. Because this main here where my train is on is the Phoenix main, and then this main over here is the Yuma main. And any track basically that you see with the gray roadbed or the gray ballast is a main, which there's only one main line, but it's an H if you can't really see that, and it crosses over right there, so that, yeah, it makes it a 1 main track, which I think we should have made it a 2 main, but whatever, I'm not going to get into that. So this is Phoenix Yard right here. Yeah, we're having an operation session this Saturday, and it's Thursday right now. And yeah, so Phoenix, Maine. And then we're gonna getting into Mobest and whatnot. There's the Phoenix Roundhouse. Not really prototypical, but hey, whatever, it works. And then here's Mobest area, and the 2 main lines come together close, but that's not how it is in real life. And this is my favorite area. It's really detailed very nicely, and it's got working crossing lights, except for that they have the lights set up. The first photo sensor is like right here under my middle wheel of the last truck with that engine, so it's like ridiculously close when it should be activated like way back here, if not further. But that's not an issue that I need to deal with. And then we got a signaling system. It's not really a system, but the train goes over it, the light turns red, and then after a few minutes or so, the light turns to orange and then back to green. But the train will just go over it and whatnot, and it'll sense that there's movement, and it'll keep it red until it senses no movement, and then it will go back to orange or yellow, and then on this side it's red, saying that there's an oncoming train. So it's just kind of generic generic signaling. And then the pins that you see here, these are for signals eventually. So these will be gone, and then we'll have signals here, like for the switches and whatnot, so it's like real. Now we're coming into Maricopa, or how we modeled Maricopa. And if anyone's ever been to Maricopa, there's the grade crossing, but I know there's only 2 mains now. But we added a 3rd one so we can get to the team track and the house track and all that stuff. And then, if you've ever been there, you know that there's a water tower in Maricopa that's still standing to this day. And it was built in the 30s for the Southern Pacific. So that's kind of cool. Come around to the Copper Basin Interchange. The Frito-Lay building right there. And now we're coming into Casa Grande. Or if you want to say it the proper way, Casa Grande. But I like to say it like a white guy because I'm a white guy. So this is where my dad and I do most of the switching jobs for the operating sessions. When we go into a tunnel, as you can see, it's not yet completed. And then the main comes out right here. And then anything that you see from that top track down is the Tucson yard. So this main right here, that would be the PFE main for Pacific Fruit Express, and then this is the Tucson main. So this is our yard. We have, that's our little diagram for the switches. This track here, I believe, can hold 92 40-foot box cars on it. So it's a pretty long AD track, which is arrival and departure. Come on, engine ready tracks right here. Scratch built Tucson station that has plexiglass that you can see on the inside. I have older videos of me recording through that, so it's kind of cool. Here's a look of it from the front. I mean, it's not prototypical, but I think it looks nice. Come around, and then here's the Tucson Roundhouse, which is being scratch built, and it's been in the building stages for about 5 years. The guy who does it is like the brains of all the electronics too, so we've had a lot of electronic issues lately, and he hasn't really gotten around to it. So now we're still following this main right here. We're going up. This is called Silver Bell right here. Don't know if that's a prototypical name or just a name that they came up with. Now we're, that siding in the back, that's Pantano siding. And we come over, across a big truss, which the other main goes down below it. And then we get back to the Ray mine. And if we go back around, you remember that we were on this track, but now we're on that one. So we'll follow this, and now that tunnel goes down to staging, and I'll show you the staging yard when I get over there. Now we're on the Yuma main at the moment, and this is all custom scratch built station and a depot over there. And that was scratch built. That one looks really nice. I like that one a lot. So we're still following that. And then this is where the tracks come together, like I showed you previously. And we're still following it back there. And the siding back there is the Magma siding. During our operating sessions or our run days on Saturday and Sundays, our train has to be long or short enough to fit from here to there, just so that it doesn't clog up the rail traffic. So my train from there down into the tunnel, a couple more cars, does not fit. So good thing it's a Thursday afternoon. I had a half day at school, and I was like, you know what, I'm coming down here. So we follow this around into the Copper Basin interchange, and yeah, it's not real that the two mains on total opposite sides of the state are going to be in the same spot, but it's whatever. And then we're back there in Sentinel, and that goes over there. And here's our staging yard. You come in from there, there's two mains. You can go out the tunnel that I showed you previously, that was right by the right there. I'm gonna try and point at it without, like, alright, where's my finger? That one right there where my finger's over, that one comes down, and if you go back the opposite track, because you can see there's two tracks right there. If you go up that furthest one away, you'll come out of that tunnel because there's a switch right there, and you'll come out. But I don't like to use that because I like to run long trains and I have to use helper service, and those tracks get really, really dirty, and it's just a pain in the butt. So, and then if you switch over from the Magma siding, you can go through the Copper Basin interchange and then make your way on up, because on the other side of this little mountain here is the track. If you make your way up, we can go into Hayden, which is a smelter town, basically. You get the loaded ore cars, except for that these are not loaded. Comes over here, goes in there, and makes it all, I believe it's iron, or it could be copper. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, and then, so we come out here again, and then we're heading up to the PFE main, I believe is what we call it. I'm not quite sure. We call it main number 2, but whatever. And there's just a lot of yard trackage here, so you can get a lot of cars in here. And we have a balloon track. If you were to take this switch here, oh, that's a caboose. Take this switch here and follow it around behind the roundhouse, you come out over here, and you can either take it from here, or you can take it back there, and it'll take you under Picacho Peak, and it'll take you around, and then you can go the opposite way at Magma. So there's a couple different ways you can run other than just on the main, doing main line running. Excuse me. So now we're heading down into Coyote Pass, which is in Superior, Arizona. Crosses the main, goes into tunnel number 1, comes out of tunnel number 1 over there, goes underneath the main. And this is also one of my most favorite spots to record video from. Or this is another great spot when they're coming the opposite way. You just got to get it in the right position, like from over there or something like that, and it looks really cool. Oh, and this is the track that you would come out of that tunnel and go into that one from staging. And I don't know why there's a track down there. Oh, that's why. Because, again, that used to have tracks down there, and it used to actually come out down here. And there probably hasn't been a train on this track down there in like 5 years. So, we could just say it's abandoned. And tracks go back into the tunnel. And there's our little tunnel in here. And we come out in the Phoenix Yard. Now, I'll kind of just show you outside really quick, because we do have a garden railroad, but it's our club, but a different division, so. And then if you notice over there, that's our N-scale division that goes along that back wall and then comes back, and whatever. They're doing a lot of construction, they're having a lot of track issues. And we're outside, and all the way out there, it's the garden railroad stuff. So, if you want to come visit on a Saturday or Sunday, don't really ask for me, because for another 4 weeks, if you show up, I won't be here on Saturday or Sunday because of work. So you can ask for Marshall or Jerry or Ted or anybody, and just ask them for like a little tour or whatever. So yeah, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I could show you. Oh yeah, and then across the parking lot, we have what they call what we call MLS, which is Maricopa, which is the county that we're in. Maricopa Live Steamers, and they have the bigger trains that you can ride on. And every once in a while they have a meet, and people from all over the country come and bring their live steamers, and there actually are some steamers. It's some really neat stuff. So yeah, just message me on this, comment if you have any other questions. I'll be happy to answer. And yeah, guys, I want to just thank you for watching.